Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram line at 585-206-8866.
Hey, Bill. I know I'm a little bit behind. I'm on, back a couple podcasts ago where you were talking about what kind of scholarship would you give if you could give a scholarship. And I was thinking, why not for somebody who did bombs away? Most accurate pooper, something like that. Talk to you later. Bye.
And be sure to like and subscribe to Billified wherever you get your podcast.
Not to be gross, but I've been having this problem. I was going to talk about this later. Not necessarily a problem. I have a bad habit, and because I'm tired, I'll go home and I'll work on the podcast. And I had been doing it staying here, and the reason I would stay here, and I'd be here till like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes, is because there was no food here. So I wouldn't eat. And I actually was doing good. Well, there's a lot of stuff at home. And so last night I'm like, oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And there were 2 different packages of Oreos. There was traditional and vanilla. And they were there because for whatever reason they were there. And there were some left. And I thought, well, I won't have any. So I ate something else. And then I'm like, all right, I'll have a couple. And I'm like, you know what? I might as well eat all these just to get rid of them. And then my stomach hurts after these. And this morning, it was bombs away from my bed.
Oh, okay.
No, it sounded like a fucking bazooka shot out of my ass when I farted.
Oh, wow.
It was like,
what'd you eat, a sleeve?
I don't know. And I go, this is it. And I put on weight, and it's annoying me. And, I shot a different kind of video today. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Is it weird that, so that last story we did with the guy with the bugs in his face,
yes.
His face kept blowing up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it weird that part of me wonders or hopes that I have bugs in my stomach, that this weight gain that I've had, is it my fault that somehow I got a parasite
It wasn't me. I'm big boned. What do you want? It's a genetic problem. No, we're eating wrong.
Yeah, I know.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
In some way. I guarantee it. Let's do this first. Well, this is the story that 13 Wham had at midday today regarding St. John Fisher University going into lockdown. I didn't hear about it until almost 8 o'clock at night. A video showed up after that, but I don't know if it was more like 5:30 in the evening.
In just a moment, but we'll begin with the arrest of a man from Brighton accused of trying to stab a staff member at St. John Fisher last night.
Yeah. Tried to stab a staff member.
You think they can pot the music down so we can hear the story? You know what I'm saying?
That's
forcing that campus.
What? It's breaking news.
Who's producing this stuff? Usually you pot, like if you're talking about a death story or something tragic, you want to pot the music down a little bit.
Yeah. Pot meaning lower the volume. Down. No, that's okay. That's all right. I'm just saying for people who may not know what pot is.
Sorry.
And I don't even know what pot stands for. I couldn't tell you, but
I heard it the other day, actually.
Yeah. But I wouldn't know. If you asked me on Jeopardy, I go, nah.
Into lockdown. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Abby Fridman. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office announcing the arrest of 19-year-old Shalom Matthews. That incident began around 5:30 yesterday when deputies say Matthews tried to stab a staff member inside her campus office.
Yes, sir.
Shalom is a woman. Her name is Shalom, which means peace. Right?
No, this is a guy.
She said her.
Shalom, I thought Shalom's the dude.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you meant the woman that was a professor.
The woman is the professor.
Okay. But Shalom means peace.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, Shalom stabbed somebody?
Shalom from Brighton stabbed, yeah.
Okay.
Well, listen.
At the Wegman School of Pharmacy. According to the felony complaint, that employee told officers Matthews came to her office around that time seeking guidance and appeared to be in distress. Matthews allegedly told her he lived off campus and could not go home out of fear his father would kill him over his failing grades.
Aha! Failing grades. I don't think I ever worried. I think every kid went, my parents are going to kill me. But we knew they weren't going to kill us.
We should get Baca around this kid.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's go into class and back home.
But I don't know. So he says, my grades are failing. So I don't know if he was there to try to get her to change a grade.
So he threatened with a knife.
I don't know.
The complaint says the employee reportedly offered him mental health support, but he declined, stood up from his chair, pulled a knife from his coat pocket, and tried to stab her. She told deputies she was able to fight back, getting a hold of the knife.
Yeah. So she got the knife. This is a very bizarre thing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's some
scary.
quick thinking on her part.
And forcing him from her office. She then called 911, leading to that lockdown. Matthews was later arrested at a
Well, now, okay, so she I'm assuming, I'm inserting things here that I have no idea what happened. She's able to wrestle the knife away, force this guy out of her room. I'm sure she locks the door and calls 911. Now we don't know where he is. Got to go on lockdown. Absolutely.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
We don't know what he's capable of. I know he had a knife. I don't know if he had anything else.
Plaza on Jefferson Road around 12:30 this morning. In a statement on social media, the university thanked law.
He was so at the Jefferson Plaza at 12:30 this morning. They found him.
Yeah.
Enforcement as well as the community for their patience during that investigation. Matthews is facing 2 charges: attempted kidnapping and attempted sex abuse after allegedly threatening her with a knife with the intent of tying her up and sexually assaulting her. He was arraigned this morning and is being held on bail.
Where'd they get the last part from?
I don't know. This is why we need to talk to Deputy Hurley.
The sheriff's office and the
find
university will hold a joint news conference.
Yeah, there was a news conference. They were updating social, all kinds of things. We'll call Deputy.
So 2 weird things that connect me to this story sort of yesterday.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to do a lacrosse game yesterday, and I turned it down.
Okay.
That was on campus. I would have been there all night. Second thing, I almost went to Dairy Queen at the Jefferson Plaza after the podcast last night,
did?
where this kid would have been.
Deputy Hurley, how are you, sir?
Good, and you?
Doing well. We were just playing the news clip about the incident with Shalom. I think it was the name they said.
Shalom Matthews.
Who was from Brighton and arrested. But it was this morning he got arrested at the Jefferson Plaza?
It was on Jefferson Road.
Yeah.
In Henrietta, yep.
Okay.
The deputy spotted his vehicle and made a traffic stop at about 12:30, just after 12:30 in the morning.
So this was yesterday at 5:30, correct? When this first went down at St. John Fisher in the School of Pharmacy?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm trying to put this together. I'm assuming from the news story we hear that he went there to say, I can't go home. I'm failing. Now, grades aren't coming out. I don't believe. I think grades, right?
Yeah, grades don't come out until May.
May.
I mean, we're in semester number 2 at Fisher. And it's not like they said progress reports home. Well, maybe they do.
I don't know.
When we were in high school, halfway through, if you were failing,
well, unless
your
they
parents
give
would get
you
a
an
letter.
online portal and his father has access to it. I don't
Could
wanna,
be.
I don't wanna
If he's
assume.
paying the bill.
I don't want to assume. That's not fair. But I was just thinking there are ways to hide that from your parents.
I used to burn mine.
So this guy says, my father's going to kill me. And then when she offers him mental health counseling, saying, hey, you can go talk to somebody, he stands up and pulls the knife out. That we know. Where does the sexual assault attempt come from?
So this part's tricky, right? Because, all the stuff that is put out, we do the investigation. After he was pulled over, he was detained. He was taken back for questioning. Part of the interview with him and some of the evidence that we had found led to the arrest for those charges. The court paperwork that they're reading from kind of alludes a little bit to it, but, the rest we can't go too much more into because he has the right to a fair trial.
I got you. Okay.
So we can't totally tip the hand and, skew any possible jury members.
Understood. But so you and I spoke earlier, and you said, one of the things that the police teach citizens is run, hide, fight. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, run away and hide. And if there is nowhere to run and hide, then fight as much as you can.
Oh, go in that order.
Don't
try to fight
first. No. Unless you have nowhere to go. Well, this professor is in her office.
Yeah.
Where's she running or hiding?
What's she going to do?
They're not very big.
Right.
I've been in them.
Yeah, I know.
Even in the new buildings. So this woman is to be, I almost want to say commended. I mean, I don't know if she knows self-defense or whatever, but she got the knife away and got the young man out of her office.
Yeah, again, this is the best possible scenario, right? You have someone who seems to be emotionally disturbed. They display an edged weapon. Obviously, the intent there is to cause bodily harm or, the threat of bodily harm. So fearing for your life or the life of another, you can absolutely protect yourself. And that's what she did. She managed to get the knife away from him, like you said, shove him outside of the office and lock the door. The knife was still inside the office. So now he didn't have the weapon. And then it was up to us to find him.
Man. Kind of a scary thing because once he's out, you don't know, maybe he's got another weapon stashed somewhere else. Right. Could it be in his car? If he's a commuter, does he have more? And you don't know where he is on the campus. Clearly, he probably left that building, but where is he? And
exactly.
Yeah, that's a pretty scary thing. And in today's world, you hear lockdown, your mind goes to the worst case scenario.
Absolutely, especially on a campus, right? Any kind of educational place. Because unfortunately, we've seen this far too many times. So our first concern is absolutely the safety of all the students and the staff there. They go into shelter in place. We start searching with every resource we have. Luckily, the New York State Police helped us out. They sent, multiple troopers there to help us because you look at the size of that campus and you're doing room to room, door to door, building to building searches to make sure someone's not hiding in there. Like you said, we knew he had one knife. We don't know if he had two. We don't know if he had three. Is he going to the car to grab a gun? We don't know.
Exactly, yes.
And until we can prove any of those aren't true, we're going to check to make sure they aren't. Luckily we had our bloodhound peek there, and she actually ended up tracking straight to a room where later on through surveillance video, we found out that he was hiding in for a little bit.
Really?
He was gone, but yeah, her and her amazing nose took her handler right to the room. Wow. Where he was originally.
Was he wearing Old Spice? I mean, I know that smell. Yeah. He was here.
Yeah, right. Some kind of eau de toilette.
Yeah.
It was swagger. I know it.
Man,
Beechwood.
It's sad because who knows? This could clearly be someone who's just having a mental break and not doing well in school and really, really concerned about the parental reaction to this, right? I mean, that really could be the case. And then you just snapped and you went
so his
far.
Thought process was,
I don't know.
I'll go to the professor. She better change my grade or else. Oh, my goodness.
Right. Or you're just stuck. Yeah, because it had to be premeditated to a certain point unless you walk around. I don't know what kind of knife it was. Can you tell us that or no?
Originally, it was described as like a steak knife. So not like a giant Rambo knife or anything like that.
No, that's what I mean. So I wonder if he went to the cafeteria first. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make light of this.
No.
But this guy's a complete amateur.
Well,
I'm not trying to make light of it, but it's like he clearly didn't think this through.
No, I think he had a break, a mental, like he just lost his, which is sad because you go, you're so young. Who gives a shit? Right. I had to take a year off from St. John Fisher.
Stress.
And it went back. I got it.
In the 18 years I've been doing this job, one of the most frustrating things is trying to figure out the why.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the best pieces of advice I ever got was you can't rationalize an irrational act.
No.
And it's just true. People's houses get broken into and things get stolen and property and you're heartbroken over that, but it always seems to be why did they come to my house? Yeah. Why did they do that? Right. And you're pretty much never going to get that. And even cases like this, is it emotionally disturbed? Is it a pre-planned thing? We don't know. But for us, again, the most important part is the safety of everybody else.
I wonder what happens to this guy down the line. And here's what I mean. Clearly, you get some help. We fix some, things can be adjusted and fixed. But do they allow him to come back and finish as a matriculating student? And I'm not saying this to be funny or anything. I don't know. You are an institution. You have an obligation to protect everybody who's there, and you don't want to put them in any danger. And at the same time, what's the Christian thing to do? They are a a Bible-based, well, okay, but you know, I mean, a Basilian college, which is a sect of Catholicism. And what do? Do you say, hey, we forgive and this is the thing? I don't know.
There is precedent from when I went to school, a similar situation, which I'll tell you about after.
Yeah.
And they had to let the guy
answer this, Deputy.
They had to let the guy back into school, and he graduated.
Yeah.
And it led to a controversy, and I'll tell you about that later.
I'm sure it does. But that's interesting. Well, I'm glad everything ended up fine. And I have a friend who works over there and sent me video. He was teaching at the time, and kind of did something that would distract the students a little bit to keep their minds, and made it a little lighter in the classroom and stuff, because I think that it's a scary situation. You just don't know. And that's, you know, I guess the question to you is, when we hear lockdown, you want to make sure that everybody's kind of following the rules, correct?
Absolutely. You know, again, put yourself in our shoes. We're going through all of the buildings. We're looking for this person, and in the back of your mind, this could be the scariest day of your life.
Yes.
Right? You don't know what you're responding to, but you want to find this person. You want to make sure that everybody's safe. And you also, you know, part of that lockdown is making sure that there aren't people wandering the halls. So as you as police are coming through and checking, systematically looking through everywhere, you don't have to stop people and say, who are you? Where are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have people that are just wandering the halls, because now are they the suspect? Are they not the suspect? So it really benefits everybody for the lockdown. And I got to say, you know, the students and the staff were fantastic last night. I was there, and when they released the lockdown, everybody came out. Nobody was complaining. Everybody understood. They were super grateful. They were thanking all of us for our service and everything that we do. And it was just really, really nice to see the appreciation and just the absolute collaboration with everybody to make sure that, you know, everybody did what they were supposed to do.
Deputy, I'm very disappointed in you, because you sound surprised, but you were at our alma mater, St. John Fisher University.
Right.
I would expect nothing less, sir.
It's like Disney.
Nothing less. I would expect nothing less than absolute gratitude. And yeah, no, but I that's a good point, that people would be not frustrated. You know, okay, it's a big nothing burger, man. Well, you got to F with our, you know, and we don't know. And that's, I think, you know, it's the biggest human conundrum with death and everything, the fear of the unknown. And we don't know. And so, you know, you want to make sure that you're taking every precaution. Well, I thank you on behalf of St. John Fisher University, and thank you for agreeing to come on. Any other fun things happening in the wide world of Deputy Hurley?
I'm dying to know who the person is that has the warrant on your show.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll tell you.
Maybe we should do that one in the studio next time.
We could. No, so I got a text from one of the guys on the show, Kevin, and Kevin sent me, and it says it's from Greece. It's the Greece Police Department, and it's hashtag Mugshot Monday. Did you know that the Greece Police had Mugshot Monday?
I have seen it, yes.
Okay, so Mugshot Monday. And it says, wanted, charges criminal tampering in the third, menacing in the second, burglary in the first. And they have this person's name down as Tabitha, 5'5", 120 pounds. Well, I think it's this woman that we've had on the program before, because she was involved in a news story where her French bulldog was ripped out of her hands at a gas station. She had a little puppy, and some lady said, "Oh, can I see it?" And she reached out her car and snatched it. So Tabitha raced after the car, got dragged down Monroe Avenue, trying to open the door, punching the woman through the face, through the window, all this stuff. The car drives off. Tabitha eventually does get the dog back and winds up, I don't know, almost becoming friends. But she told us the whole story. I wish I knew exactly what episode it was on our podcast. And then, so I've been corresponding with her, and I wanted to get her on and ask her, is this her? But maybe I shouldn't, because that would tip her off to the fact that, but she's got to know, right? She's got to know that Mugshot Monday, and I think it is the same woman. And we've seen her picture before. Hang on, this is it, Danny, right? Mugshot Monday.
She actually looks pretty peaceful in this mugshot.
Yeah, I mean, she does. But I mean, I wonder, and I say this, Deputy, because she also has gotten into a new business where she buys abandoned items from abandoned storage units, right? Somebody stopped paying on the storage unit. So now she's
Like the
flipping.
old storage wars.
Yes, and she's doing some flipping and stuff like that. So it could very easily be that you were in a place that maybe you didn't know you shouldn't be, and you wind up getting charged with trespassing and burglary or whatever because you got in there and maybe you took something not knowing. I don't know. I'm hoping that it's a little more innocent than that. However, it's Mugshot Monday, and I'm pretty sure it's her.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting.
Deputy Hurley, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you ever like put a mugshot up of like a woman, right? And they give their height and weight, and let's say like has ever
I am not 160
right?
pounds.
Thank you. Has that ever happened? You ever got like a complaint or a lawsuit for misjudging their weight?
It's actually not a bad strategy to get someone to turn themselves in, right?
Oh my God!
You heard it here first.
Put it down, you gotta go 20 pounds over.
Right.
Yeah. She's 5'5", 180. God damn, I'm not.
You need to take that down.
They show up to the police station with a scale. I'll prove it.
I'll prove it. So it can't be me. It can't be me.
Right.
All right. Well, Deputy Hurley, I hope things continue to go well. Thank you for giving us some time tonight, and thanks for
keeping Fisher safe.
Yes, we're keeping all of Monroe County
Yeah,
safe.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. We'll take care. There goes Deputy Hurley.
So
yeah, what happened to Fisher?
When I went to school,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the guy's name, but I'll give you enough clues. This guy actually, we talked
Did
about.
I know him?
You did not know him. This guy was actually in the news for throwing his kid into a chair and getting like nailed for like child abuse or something at one point at a soccer game. It made the news. So this guy apparently got a failing grade in a comm class. And
how's that possible?
Tell me about it at that school. And so he sent a threatening letter to a professor that we know, and she had a pet ferret. And he and the girlfriend threatened to kill the pet ferret. So this professor runs to a priest who's down the hall saying, I've been threatened. And
I
so
need
is
an
my
exorcism.
My
Wait,
ferret has been threatened.
Who had a ferret? Oh, well, I don't know who had a ferret.
I don't want to say her name. But
Just hang on. She had a ferret?
yeah, she had a pet ferret. Yeah, I didn't know this either. I found this out like you did.
That's so freaky.
So this guy threatened to kill her and her ferret. So she runs to one of the priests. The priest brings her to the front office, the security office. They find the guy who did. They throw him out of school. All right. He was supposed to graduate with me. He ends up graduating a year later. They had to let him back into school. Okay. And when it came time to one of our favorite professors, Dr. Seward, would be the announcer at graduation. Yeah. And he refused to call this kid's name at graduation because of what happened. So he decided to retire from being the graduation announcer that year. This guy went on to become the deputy mayor of East Rochester.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. He also got in trouble for some incident at a soccer game where he threw his kid in a chair or something. And his wife yelled, "That's a baby. You can't do that. He's a little guy." I mean, this guy had some temper issues. But yeah. Threatened the professor, threatened to kill the professor and her ferret.
I always think if you had a ferret as a pet, it's a little weird. But I went to at Fisher
Kindergarten Cop. They had a ferret
outside of Dorsey Hall.
Yeah,
there is a ferret buried.
I think you told me this.
Yes, there's a ferret buried.
Okay,
outside Dorsey Hall on
Dorsey East or Dorsey North.
North.
Okay.
So I think it's the guys, the one that's closer to closer
stadium?
to the campus.
Okay, all right.
The campus.
Okay, yeah,
right. Because you go over here, you're further away. Here, this guy had a ferret, and I think his roommate used to get high and blow pot smoke into the ferret's face, and then somebody gave the ferret gum, and the ferret.
You can't give a ferret gum.
I know. I think they got high and gave somehow the ferret got gum. I don't know. I was not involved in this, and the ferret died. So I think we buried the ferret we waited to dark. We went out and somebody got a shovel and we buried the ferret on the road. When you ride in and you look to your right, the ferret's buried somewhere right in there.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
The ferret. But I always thought ferrets, I don't get pets that I don't get iguanas. I don't get lizards. I don't get snakes as pets. I don't get it. Give me a dog. Yeah, cat. I mean, I'm not a cat person.
A domesticated animal.
I'm not a cat person.
Yeah.
One of my kids wanted a cat. A cat. Cats could be okay.
But if you get like an animal,
but I like a dog. A dog. I can talk to a dog. A dog almost responds to me. Gives me that cockeyed look. I like a dog.
Yeah.
I'm okay with dogs. These other things, I don't get it.
It's almost like either dog, cat, or goldfish, right? If there's any
fish, I can see
any other
soothing.
Yeah, any other animal though, it's like you got to prove something. You're trying to prove something. I got a tarantula. Why?
Yeah. Well, this guy had a tarantula too, and then the tarantula
got out.
No.
Oh.
We went away on break, and somebody left the window open a crack, and I guess he left the tarantula there with enough food that you don't need to feed it a lot. It was in its cage. Came back, the tarantula had frozen to death and died.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so everybody's in watching a movie in somebody's dorm room, and this guy comes in like he's got the tarantula, and he would take it out, and he pretends to trip, and the tarantula comes like it's going to land on us. You never saw more guys in their late teens, early 20s fucking screech and run. I mean, like, just everybody's off the couch. We're diving places because this fucking tarantula. And he's laughing his dick off going,
it's dead.
It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. Don't worry about it. Because I think somebody's ready to, like, squash it. He's just dead. He had a tarantula. He had the ferret on campus in a campus dorm. Like, I don't think you could do that.
No, you can't.
No. But you know what?
Well, there were a couple basketball players when I was a freshman or a sophomore that had a pet boa.
Yeah, that's another one. I don't get it.
And they made him get rid of it. Somebody found him out.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, too. Deputy Hurley, they're on lockdown last night, man. He's got that dog. What if you got like booze and you're underage and that and they got to go
They're
room
not
by room?
smelling for that.
Yeah, but you know what? You never know.
They're not
like,
smelling for that.
Sir, we have to
They're
inspect your room.
the dog is looking for that one scent.
But what was the scent, though? Do they have
The guy scent. I don't know. They found his jacket.
Does each student have a scent?
Yes.
A special scent?
Well, yeah, I think so.
This smells like Shalom. Oh, yeah, it's definitely Shalom.
All right.
Using sandalwood.
We'll take a moment. But first.
Shalom, Shaggy?